All right, so the Bulldogs are going to go and have a chance to go back to Mesa, the last year at Mountain West, and to try and have a free repeat. They needed to go 6-0 in the rest of the Mountain West play. They were also going to play Cal Poly as well at home last week here. Last home game of the year, for this season. I'll get to that after I recap the Unlv series, but needless to say, by now you probably know that did not work out. And honestly, I'd rather lose that first game, just get it out of the way, than go 5-0 and lose the heartbreaker in San Jose State. I mean, you knew what was going to happen. It was a mercy killing as far as I'm concerned. But let's go with a recap over here while we're all here. All right. Game 1, Brandon Thomas got the start. I'm very pleased with that. At this point in the year, I think the coaching staff needs to prioritize the players they know are coming back. No, there's no need to reward anybody who's an upperclassman who you know who isn't coming back with more playing time. What for? Y'all have sucked. You don't deserve it. What else can you say? I mean, you're not going to get that type of honor just because you're a senior. So, Thomas went free in a third inning, gave up 2 runs. Jordan Javier, another freshman, he came in, got the loss, went 3 innings, gave up 5 runs. Drew Townsend came in, pitched the inning, gave up 4 runs. Tyler Patrick finished it off. And really, this game was just so similar to every loss that I can think of this year that wasn't a blowout. I mean, the common thing that you have seen just all year is that when the team gives you a lead or ties the game up after, I think the Bulldogs had a 4-2 lead going at 7. And it doesn't matter who the pitcher is, all right? This is not a picking on one guy. It's no matter who they are, they just give up the lead and give up 5 runs or whatever. You know what I mean? And I think it's just in their head at this point. I really do. I think it's just a point where you have to just flush this season away. Get these guys in Summer League. Get these guys to away from the game, away from Fresno for a bit, so they can just, try and start fresh. And it's just ingrained in them at this point. It really is. When you get about 6 runs, I mean, obviously the opportunity was there for more, as you saw. I mean, Sky Collins again underperformed when he had men in scoring position. But, I mean, it's just one thing after another, and it just shows how ingrained this whole situation is in them. It really does. And, of course, they immediately follow that through with a 17-1 drubbing at home. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You might have seen the sights and sounds for that by now, 17-1. I mean, that was just awful. I mean, that was easily... I mean, we've had several... That's like second straight Saturday in a row you had that type of game happen to you on a Saturday. I mean, Eric Rico, God bless him, dude, but, you're a true freshman, you're going to have starts like that. I mean, what is there more to say? You got whacked 17-1 at home. You know what I mean? And when those two type of performances just show that even if this team somehow could make the Mesa tournament, they would not deserve to be there. And they've shown that all year long, okay? I've seen controversy like, okay, well, why do we have a tournament and blah, blah, blah for baseball? My overall attitude towards baseball, especially if you copy regional play, which is, if you're that good, best team all year, you should be able to win a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like, last 2 years, Fresno State won the tournament, despite not winning the regular season, because they were the best overall team. It was their own mistakes, all right? Tournament ain't going to change that. So what happened in Game 3? Well, Game 3 was like the Game 3 at Wazoo, which was, you saw hope for the future. You saw Owen Faust hit multiple home runs. You saw Marcus Nolan hit a deep ball to get just shot raw power. I think he's got like 9 home runs in a year, which breaks what Murph Gray did as a freshman and other several talented guys. So it's another example of what we saw Saturday with Marcus Boyd, Home Marine, Brady Hewitt. I mean, the majority of the runs came from guys who you figure could come back next year. The pitching front, he gave up 13 runs. And Rico actually got the start again. I mean, how was the last time you saw a player make 2 straight starts in baseball? Moose Collier pitched. He'll give up 1 run. Moose did. Paige Allen and Tyler Patrick, they gave up 3 runs, but maybe they'll be better next year. Drew Townsend got his first win. He gave up 4 runs. He ain't coming back next year. He's 1-7. There was a senior day ceremony. I didn't go to it because it was just so hot. It wasn't worth it. When you only have 14 wins at that point in the year. Excuse me. I'm not going to go slaying out for you at that point. Sorry, I ain't doing it. And Doug Christo got the save for the year. I don't think he's coming back. So, it's just another sign of we just need this season to just get the freak over with. Please, let's get out of the Mountain West. Let's do it. Hopefully a lot of these new hires that Classy has made will win more than they did in the Mountain West. Women's basketball, people who follow this are excited. Charlotte Morgan did a good job in her first year at softball. In baseball, let's just get over with, right? And they finished the year off last Tuesday against the 3-20 Cal Poly. I'm not saying Cal Poly's doing something right now. The Fresno State is not. They're offering twice as many scholarships. I don't know if I've mentioned it before on this video, on this channel. Maybe I should. Is that the NCAA has basically said that you can offer as many scholarships as you want for a whole team. Right now, Fresno State has been offering them 11.5. That's one area they have to do better from baseball, and Cal Poly's showing it. I mean, they beat the Bulldogs coming to that game 9 out of 10 times. Now it's 10 out of 11. They won 15-10. And the Bulldogs tried to give the game to the Bulldogs. They had 4 errors. You know what I mean? The pitchers were again freshmen, but the guy Javier Pajan, but the guy who had it really rough was BJ Rodriguez. I mean, he's just another guy who just is going to retire the cleats when we're done here. I mean, it was just again the last 3 innings. 1 run by Cal Poly, 5 runs in the 8th, 3 in the 9th. Before that, the Bulldogs were winning by what was it? 10. Going after the 7th, it was 10-3 or something like that. Let me check. 5, 6, 7. Okay, they had the 10-7, but they was still. You think 10 runs should be enough, right? Right? I mean, it's just been as I talked about that UNLV series right here in Game 1, where late innings they just collapse, no matter who the pitching is. And that's just something they've got to try and fix next year, whether it's with different players, maybe an off-season in the summer leagues will help with that. But obviously there has to be some changes made in the coaching staff, or at least how the coaches perform with pitchers, because I understand there's been injuries. I get all that. But at this point here, you shouldn't have collapsed the way you have against everybody. Okay? I mean, it is just a team right now that just needs the season to end, and it will end early. Thank goodness it will, because this is the last time ever we play in the Mountain West. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday against San Jose State. Now, the Bulldogs can't play stinker. The Spartans need to win all 3 games, and they need UNLV to lose some. But, it starts, like I said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday last week, because everyone wants to get into Mesa next week. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe with absolutely nothing to play for, they play loose. They just beat the Spartans. That'd be nice. I mean, would it make me feel any better if that's what happens, given how this year has gone? Yeah, not really, but it's always good to beat San Jose State, right? So, I can't wait to get into the off-season. Can't wait to talk about fun Pac-12 stuff. Can't wait for we're now a month and a half away. Pac baseball looks like it's going to be pretty good. I'll probably talk about that when we see how many get in. Also, there's a bit of an emotional, side note if you want to call that, since 2021. The iHeart radio stations like 1430 in Fresno have been the flagship radio station for the Fresno State Bulldogs. That is going to end after this series, so I guess that means no more CK. I think I talked about this in an earlier video, but I'm happy they're going back to ESPN. I mean, going on 95.7 when on the weekends was annoying for baseball. I feel like the coverage from ESPN was better than what we're getting now. But, that's just for the future. I mean, right now we got to look for the future. And that includes this upcoming series for baseball. What I want to see in San Jose State is all freshmen starting. I want to see all players that coming back in the field. If that means no Sky Collins, no Austin Young, no Griffin Sotomayor, then so be it. Although maybe Griff can find a way to come back, given all the injuries he had this year. Maybe he can find a way to him. Who knows with how the NCAA is these days, but it's almost over, Bulldog fans. His tenure's almost over. The senior's almost over. Just gotta gut through it for 3 more weeks and hope the future is bright. I mean, it can't be any worse than the Mountain West. It's been a rough. I'm not gonna miss going to Air Force or New Mexico. Bottom line is this: almost done. Rough series, but officially knocked out. Now we'll see how they do and how they stay. Go Dogs.